Hey, morning, y'all. Just having some coffee with Jesus this morning, but I was also having coffee with a friend talking about Jesus. My buddy Tyler and I were sitting in a Starbucks today just talking about life and spiritual growth and what that looks like. And, he and I were just talking about this idea that, we know that God has a plan for us. We know that God tells us and directs our steps, and when we submit to Him. But a lot of times we try to get ahead of God's plan. Like God says, I have this plan for you. It's a plan to prosper you. But we want to know the entire thing. We want to get to the end before we live out the plan. And I was thinking about that. He said something great. He said, I want to walk before I run. And I went, that's a great point. I think a lot of times we want to run ahead of God. I was thinking about that in the Gospels. In John 13, Jesus is getting ready to wash the disciples' feet. And Peter's like, no. You don't wash my feet. I wash yours. And Jesus stops him. And he says, unless I wash your feet and you let me wash you, you have no place with me. And I thought about that, and just this whole idea of Peter was just trying to get ahead of Jesus. No, I'm not going to let you work out your plan. I'm going to do my plan. And he tried to take control back from Jesus in that moment. And Jesus says, look, unless you let me work out the plan I have, you have no place with me. You're trying to take control back, Peter. So Peter's response is, well, then wash all of me. And I think that's where we have to get our hearts. We have to get our hearts to this place like, Lord, you have a plan for me. You've laid it out. I don't need to see all the steps. I just pray for the next step. And I think that's when we that's where we give God control, right? Is there something that you're struggling with in God's plan for your life? Are you struggling to take control back? So what if we all just looked at the Lord today and said, Lord, I'm just going to trust you with today. I'm going to trust you with the step that you need to do that's next. Instead of saying, I want to get ahead of the plan. I want to have it all figured out. I want to know all the steps and what it's going to look like. Where would faith play in? See, in that moment where Peter says, no, you're not going to wash my feet. And Jesus says, unless you let me do that, you have no place with me. Peter is exercising faith. He's saying, Jesus, I trust you, okay? I trust you. So I not only trust you, I give you all of my trust. Wash all of me. What if we got to a place today where we said that to Jesus? Just wash all of me. I trust you. And I know you have a plan, and I don't have to know what it looks like, and I don't need to know all the details. I just implicitly trust you. What would our world look like? What would our walks with Christ look like if we just said, Lord, today I trust you with it all? If anybody ever figures that out too, by the way, write a book, because you're going to be a billionaire. But I think that's what we have to do. We have to wake up every day and learn what it means to just give God trust fully today. And then tomorrow, give him trust again. And that's where our faith grows. When we look back and go, oh, he did work his plan out. Look what he did. Are you struggling with something right now? Are you struggling to believe that God has hope for you and a plan for you and a future for you and a prospering future? Maybe today you just need to give him a little more trust. Maybe you need to just say, Lord, wash all of me today. All right, good things. I hope you guys take that, run with it. See what God does with it. I love y'all. If you need me, reach out. Have a great, great Thursday.